It's day 3 of the dressmaking adventures, and I am so anxious to get this thing done. I have all my pieces sewn together except for my back. So I went zipper shopping yesterday, and I have a couple options. I went with just a colorful one. The options were not very exciting. I did find this one, which would go on the outside of the seam, and I think it's okay, but I think it would just kind of get lost. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure it's as exciting as I want it to be, so I think I'll just do a regular polyester that'll be hidden in the seam and it'll be fine. I did find some fun gold binding that I might do the hem with because I have another fabric in gold that I'm using as, well, you'll see later. So I'm going to do the zipper today and then hopefully get the dress tried on pretty quickly. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't do a try on of the dress before even bothering with the zipper. The answer is, if I was doing a regular dress for a separate client and I was the one fitting the dress, I could put it on and pin it on the client without a zipper. That's easy, but because it's me by myself, I don't have anybody to pin it on me, so I kind of need the zipper to hold the dress up while I'm pinning it. And for me, it's not too big a deal if I have to recut the pieces in a smaller size like I talked about yesterday. It's not too big of a deal. The zipper will stay in place, so I would just cut the back in one piece, and then the front seam would also stay in place. So really the only things I'd have to recut would be the sides, and that's not that big of a deal. For me, it just doesn't scare me to have to recut. The zipper would stay there regardless, but I need the zipper to try the dress on by myself. So that's what I'm gonna start today, is putting the zipper in the back and then adding the back to the front and sides that are already sewn together, trying it on, seeing how much of an adjustment I need to make. If I don't have to make too much of an adjustment, I can carry on with the facing pieces and finishing the bra edges, doing the straps. I will eventually have to finish the seams on the inside, but I might just leave that to another day or do it last and just make it work because I just want to get this thing put together and go out for amazing photos. So, and then I'll have to finish the underlining skirt with all the tulle on it, but that's a pretty easy task too. And then I have shoes to work on. So let's see how much we can get accomplished today. Are you ready? I am. I'm gonna try it on right side out first. Then depending on how it fits, I'll flip it wrong side out and pin the seams that way. Let's see. I did add a ribbon to the zipper so that I can pull it up by myself. So actually, it's not as gigantic as I was afraid it would be. It is big, but like it even stays up. But look how amazing. That's very long. But this is the best part. So yeah, I'm gonna flip it and pin it, but I think just by pinning the side seams, we're not too far off. And I think things will still line up where they're supposed to, just by pinning the side seams. And we'll just see how it works once I've done that. I was going to take in the side seams like I mentioned, but then I realized I could really just take in the front seam. It's hard to tell. I think I need to pin some straps on it first. Okay, that feels more secure. Now let's take a look. So we can either take in here, but I don't like taking along the princess seams because when you take in, they don't line up farther in. So, see how much better that fits? I could even add in a little dart if I needed to, but I feel like that might be what I want to do. Actually, I wonder if it would be worth going back to plan A of taking it apart and maybe even just cutting these two pieces, front and side, because I feel like I still want to tuck it right here. I think because of the way taking in the center seam, pull these straps in, I think I would rather recut along the princess seams. I've got quite a bit of room here, so I'm gonna take it down a couple sizes just along these seams and see how that works. Worst case scenario, I'll put a gusset in the side or do a corset closure. But yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to just bind the whole thing. It's not going to be too wide. It'll just be a little bit of narrow gold, which that also means I need to figure out what I want to do with the straps because they'll essentially be bound too because it'll just come up and go around. So in the meantime, I'm going to try it on again inside out and take it in where it needs to be and see how much adjusting I need to do. Okay, let me make sure I don't cut off too much because I had about 2 inches to take in on the front. So I don't think I want to go all the way down to the smallest size on this pattern. Maybe Maybe I do because I can always use a smaller seam allowance. I'm gonna go down to second to smallest size. That takes off quite a bit, and then if I need to use a smaller seam allowance, I can do that. I'm used to quilting at 1/4 inch, so 5/8 inch is all the fabric in the world to me. And yes, I could have and should have done a mock-up of this, but I just wanted to get the dress done, and if I was doing it for a client, I do start with a mock-up, a muslin, a plain version, not cutting into the actual fabric. But I was impatient on this one, and I just wanted to get cutting, and well, it is what it is. This thing is heavy. Okay, so I took it in along the princess seams. I went ahead and top stitched all of the seams except for the side seams, because if I need to do any further alterations, that's where I'll be doing them. I think already, yeah, it definitely has a better fit. And actually the seams behave better. Like the skirt holds its shape better because I top stitched the seams. So I can definitely tell a difference already. So I'm definitely going to have to dart it here. And then I might leave the fit as is otherwise and just, you know, see as I wear it if I do need to make any further adjustments. I might do a little tuck right there eventually too. So that's a pretty easy fix. So at this point, I'm going to finish my little underslip. I need to figure out the hem length, and then I'm gonna make some shoes. I bought these forever ago on clearance and always intended on making them, but I think now's the time. So I'm going to use my scrap quilted pieces and just make some shoes to match. Why not? I just popped my pins. So actually in these shoes, the length is not too far off. So I might go ahead and make my shoes first, and then try it on and trim the hem with the shoes on. But I'm gonna do the underslip in the meantime. I'll do a couple darts and I'll work on the straps. Here's the other surprise. I'm going to make a detachable train out of this glitter mesh. Because why not? Okay, lots to do. I'm gonna get to work and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I did have a thought. So this is a quilt dress, right? And I'm using binding on the hem, mainly because I found gold binding and thought it was amazing. I mean, but it is a quilt dress, so the binding part makes sense. But then I realized, okay, well, if the hem's gonna be bound, maybe I should just bind the neckline and the armholes too, which technically would be quicker than facing and sewing, and might actually do a little better because I have some bulk to deal with. And so if I just bind it, I think that actually might work out better. I might need to get more binding. I decided to try the sleeves, and I actually like them. So instead of a little strap, I mean, the dress stays up on its own. So they're kind of cute, a little off the shoulder sleeve. So now I don't know. You know what I could do is do the binding like I was going to. So bind the dress. I did add the darts, so that fits a lot better. But I could just bind it and then make them both removable, like make each strap removable so that I could kind of pick and choose. But I really do like this. I like this neckline. I like their sheer anyways. So I might play around with that. Okay. I top stitched the sides. Let's see what the slip looks like underneath it. Well, I think it's definitely better. Like it doesn't, I think it does hold a little bit of poof. It's hard to say for sure because the hem's not done. So maybe once the hem is done, you know, I'll be able to tell a little bit better. So I'm gonna wait for now. But I'm pretty happy with this progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and bind this and all around, and then I can add the sleeves later because I was gonna do that anyways. And really that's the main part left, is binding and hem. I'll make my shoes, and then I'll make the sparkly train. So I think that's pretty good for day 3. I'm gonna stop there. It was another short day, but tomorrow is a long day, so I should be able to get a lot done tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. See you later. The train is the best part.